We are so excited to have Anthony Boggan in the building. Can you hear me, Bogey?
Yes, I hear you.
Good evening. How are you today?
I'm doing fairly well, Crystal. Thank you for asking.
Yes, yes, yes. Are you excited to be here today?
Totally excited. Nothing like
Excellent.
being on stage performing. I love it.
Yes, 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 yes. We are proud to have you here. Another Falcon in the Hall of Fame. We want to talk about this journey that you have had to the Hall of Fame. What I'm doing right now is I'm sharing this on your page right now on Facebook for your Facebook people. I am just tagging your page right now, which I just did. So now it should be on your page so they know that you are live. Okay. So sit back, relax, and let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Brooklyn in the building. Bogey, do me a favor. Sit back just a little bit. Sit back just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. And come on over to your right. Move over to your right. Did you switch positions on me since we were last talking? You switched positions on me, man? That's
No, not
you know
at
what?
all.
Okay, see you getting in that center mode. Did you play center on the basketball court, Bogey?
Nope. I played guard.
Did you?
Yes.
I didn't know
I,
that.
I played guard my freshman year, and then Coach Charlie decided to put me down there with the big boys
I
because he thought
didn't.
I was a big boy. So he put me down there with the big boys.
Wow. Well, let's do this. Before we get into all that, what I want to do is I want to start from the childhood days because a lot of time people don't know where people started out. Tell the people who never met Anthony Boggan a little bit about your background, the family, where you were born, and things like that.
Well, I'm from the Howard Projects in Brownsville, Brooklyn. I grew up in 61 Thetford Avenue with both my parents in the home, my brother Divine, my sister Greta, my sister Faye, and I had a pretty black cat named Reindeer with green eyes. Reindeer would never go to bed until everybody was in the house safe. You knock on the door at 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, Reindeer standing there right, looking at you like, where the hell you been at? You know you belong in the bed. You know what I mean? So Reindeer, he did it like that. Yeah, I grew up in the Howard Projects, in Brownsville.
Brownsville, New York City.
Never ran, never will.
Why do they say Brownsville never run, never will? I know many people heard that saying.
No, it's not never run, it's never ran, never will. I guess because people from Brownsville got heart. And that's the only way I can look at it. You know, people were saying that before I was born. They were saying that.
Wow.
So I carried it with me. And anybody from Brownsville, if you from Brownsville, you know that cliche. If you ain't from Brownsville, you don't know that cliche.
Yeah, and I heard another one in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy. They said "do or die." So I guess Brooklyn was known for the cliches. And Boki, it's obvious that you took that to heart on the basketball court. You made sure that you were known on the basketball court with that heart too. But before you got to college, I know that you were a little boy. When you were a little boy, let's talk about that. When you were a little boy, going to school, what was little Boki like?
Well, a little bogey, I went to PS2 98, right around the corner from my building. So what happened, I can walk to PS2 98. Then one particular day, I got into a little minor altercation with a teacher, and something occurred where I think I pushed the chair into her leg, and the school decided to send me to PS 198 in Flatbush on Farragut Road. They don't know that situation was the best situation that could occur because when they sent me there, I had to get on 2 city buses. Now, mind you, now you're a little kid going to a neighborhood where people don't look like you. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're a kid. You got to get on 2 city buses. So once I got accustomed to getting on them buses, I would be in school at 8:25, 8:35, and we started playing basketball, me and my little friends. Mind you, now I'm 9 years old. So the principal, he must have caught wind that the kids like playing basketball. So the principal decided to have a class tournament, class 4-1 versus class 4-2, and things of that nature. So that particular year, my class, we won the championship.
Wow.
We didn't have basketball courts. The 2 baskets, they were in a gymnasium. No, excuse me, they were in the cafeteria. So
Wow.
the principal and the rest of the staff, they would move the chairs and tables out the way, and us little kids, we run up and down the floor. So that's where the basketball started at the age of 9. And this particular time, the principal decided to have a Hall of Fame. The first one in the school, he decided to do that. His name was Mr. Brandon. I never forgot Mr. Brandon because he would look me in the face, look me right in the eye during the basketball games, and he would just shake his head. I don't know why he would shake his head, but I guess he was thinking something that I didn't know what the hell he was thinking about. But during the banquet, he looked me right in my face again. He told me, he said, son, if you keep playing basketball, this basketball might take you somewhere. That's what the principal told me now.
Wow.
Mind you, here's another story. This particular day, me and the rest of the kids, we finished playing ball after school. So we got on the 40, I think it's the 44 or the 46 bus. Nostrand Avenue bus. I don't know. It's been a long time. So one of the little kids asked, can you see my trophy? He said, can I see your trophy, please? So I take the trophy out the bag. I show them the trophy. He drops my trophy, Crystal. My first trophy as a kid, he dropped it. All the other kids was like, hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. Crystal, I never forgot what he told me. He looked me in the face. He looked me right in my face. He said, please don't hit me. As good as you play basketball, you're going to win many trophies. You're going to be a good basketball player.
Wow. Wow.
So he was using that Jedi mind trick and shit at the age of 9. You know what I mean?
Yes. Now
that's exactly what he told me, and I never forgot what he said.
Wow.
So I picked the trophy up. I put it back in my bag. I went home. I taped up the legs. The man looked like he was dribbling the ball when he's supposed to be shooting the ball. But that was my first episode.
Wow. Now do me a favor, Boggan. I want you to move to the right because somehow it seems like there you go. And can you give me a little bit more light? Because the light, I don't know if you switched location from what we were doing earlier because the light went, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because you switched up on me. Now back up a little bit for me. Back up. Cool. Cool. There we go. Back up a little bit more.
So that's how that started. I started playing basketball at the age of 9 years old. So and Boggan, I won my first pair of sneakers at a free throw contest at a swimming pool.
How tall was you?
How tall was I? I don't know, but I was bigger than everybody else.
Okay.
You know, I was bigger than the rest of the kids. And I ate, slept, and drank basketball. You know, at the age of 9, I knew that if I kept playing, this game would take me somewhere. And I knew that at the age of 9.
Let me ask you this. Did you, a lot of times in the streets of New York City, a lot of children, you know, they get in the gangs and they do stuff like that. Did you ever get caught up in any of those things?
Had to.
Had to.
I remember one day when I was probably 14, 15 years old, I was playing for the Magicians. Coach Greg Smith was the coach. And we were practicing at IS 55 up there in Ocean Hill, Brownsville. Summer day, summertime. I don't know how the Tomahawks found out where the hell I was at. But like 10, 15 guys came through the door. Yo, where that nigga Bogey at? You know, my teammates, right, they dime me out. Yo, there you go over there. Suckers, they dime me out. Yo, Bogey, come in the locker room. So we all go in the locker room. You know I'm scared as hell. First of all, how do you know I'm at the gym practicing basketball? Who told you that? So somebody in the projects must have told them, yeah, Bogey practicing, you know, at IS 55. So that particular day, they draft me into the Tomahawks. I got drafted, meaning your ass better be in East New York at such and such time and such date. Wow. Christy Love, I was scared as hell.
So a child don't stand a chance because a lot of parents may not understand this and they may wonder why children get caught up in gangs. So when you are approached like this, you don't have much choice.
I had a choice. I didn't finish my story. I had a choice. I did not go to the meeting because I wasn't no gang banger. I played basketball. What happened? I went home and told a friend of mine by the name of Big Skip, may he rest in peace. I went home and told Big Skip. Big Skip went and told Mad Dog. Mad Dog was one of the guys who had rank in the Tomahawks. Mad Dog told somebody else. Word got back to the Tomahawks. Bogey is off limits. Bogey is a ball player. Leave Bogey alone.
Wow.
Bogey is off limits. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's
So
what
let's
happened.
talk about that for a minute. So you were fortunate because you knew the right people, but for the child who doesn't know the right person, they have no choice. They're going to join the game because they don't have any choice.
A lot of kids, they sway that way. I don't know personally why he or she sways that way, but at a certain age, everybody looks for companionship and
Yes.
camaraderie. Everybody wants to belong to something at a certain age.
Yes.
My thing, I belong to a basketball team.
Yes.
My gang was basketball. My gun was putting the ball in the basket.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That was my thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't no gang banger. I wasn't no guy who go out there rob, stealing. That wasn't me. I was a basketball player. How these guys found out where I was at was crazy. Somebody must have told them where I was at. But as far as having kids do different things for different reasons, a lot of kids may join the gang because it gives he or she prestige, or it sounds good.
Yeah.
Or their girl might like a gangbanger, or their boyfriend might like a gangbanger. It all depends on the individual, what he or she is looking for.
Yeah. Now, Bogey, when it came to school, you went to school, but you didn't like going to class, did you?
Oh, no, because I thought all I'd do was just show up and put the ball in the basket. I didn't know I had to read, write, and, do all that. I was a young man who went to several different high schools. I wasn't acting up, fighting teachers. I wasn't doing no ill behavior. I just wasn't going to class. And I went to 4 different high schools. I went to Thomas Jefferson. I went to Forest Hills. I went to Sterling. Sterling was like an alternative school where the hard knocks go.
Wow.
Sterling was a school that if me and another guy had a problem, we could take it to the cafeteria. To the gymnasium, and the principal didn't mind. Guys be standing around like it's a gladiator type school. You get in the middle of the gym and you fight. After the fight, everything is squashed. I went to one of those schools, and I went to Boys High. I had the opportunity to play for Boys High for 1 year. And mind you, Crystal, I had a great year. I played 1 year of high school ball at Boys High. But I had a great year that particular year. So I got put out of there. And then I went to a junior college in California, one in Palm Desert, right outside Palm Springs, California. I got put out of that school. Then I went to,
Wow.
I was getting put out on the regular.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever imagine yourself being in California?
Yes. Let me tell you, I always had that dream. I already knew what New York City was about. I already knew what the East Coast was about. I wanted to go to California. My family and I, we would be sitting in the living room, watching TV, and all I saw was palm trees, blue water, Hollywood Boulevard. I told my brother, I said, you know what? One day I'm going to California. My brother looked at me and said, man, you ain't going nowhere. I said, okay. And that's crazy because there were times when me and the fellas, we would be in the park playing ball, and my buddy Russell Barnes, we call him Puck Barnes. One day he said, yo, Bogey, come on, let's go to the library. Me being rebellious, I don't want to do no reading. He said, come on, let's go to the library. Once him and I started going to the library, Crystal, we would call every name in the book except friends. Once I stepped foot in that library, I knew that a book could take me anywhere I wanted it to take me. All I had to do was open it. And I would go sit down, get the encyclopedia, get the C catalog, and just look up California. and be so amazed at the sky blue water, the palm trees, this and that, that and this. I said, Lord, if you ever give me the opportunity, please give me the opportunity, right, to go to California. And another thing I used to do, when I used to play ball, Crystal, I come home, I get on the elevator. If it's working, I go to the 7th floor. I lived on the 6th floor now.
Okay.
I would go on top of the roof, and I would look out. I could see the Twin Towers. I could see the Empire State Building. I could see the Statue of Liberty. And I would pray. I would say, God, please give me the opportunity to play college basketball outside of New York City. Give me the opportunity, please, God, to see California. I want to see California. I was so fixed on going to California, Crystal. I wound up going to California 3 or 4 times. I wound up being stationed in California when I was in the United States Navy. That's how powerful the mind is.
Yes. So you spoke it into existence. Now, Boggan, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to sit back some because you're moving up. I can hear you fine, so you don't have to worry about being close. Yeah. And come over to your right. Go over to your right because I want you in the middle. There you go. Because we see you fine. So you can go back. You don't have to be close up on your phone. We can hear you just fine. That's a powerful statement that you just said about speaking it into existence and asking, for those who are biblical, it says, asking you shall receive, and seeking you shall find. And you asked and you seeked, and we have that. And so I am so thankful that you brought that up about asking and seeking, because that's powerful. So let's talk about that. You went to junior college, and then you also said you did the Navy. Let's talk about your Navy experience. Was that a dream also, or how did that happen?
Oh, man. I had a great time. Now, the funny part about that, after graduating from St. Aug, I had a plan, first of all. I had a great collegiate career, 4 years. I won numerous awards. And then I told myself, you know what? I said, I'm going to the Navy, man. I don't want no job right now. I want to travel and see the world.
Wow.
So May of 82, I graduated. January 83, I was in the United States Navy. I told my mom one day, I said, Mom, I'm going to Utica Avenue. I'm gonna sign up for the United States Navy. She was shocked. She said, that's what you want to do? I said, yes, ma'am, that's what I want to do. I want to travel and see the world. So I went to Chicago. That was boot camp. And the crazy part, from Chicago, I went to Seattle, Washington. Mind you, now after I finished playing for St. Aug, I had the opportunity to try out for the Seattle Supersonics, which is now the Oklahoma Thunder. Ain't that funny?
Yeah. Now let me tell you something. Busted in the house. Are you holding your phone, or is your phone sitting on something? Because I see you moving it.
I'm holding it.
Put it down. Put it down. That's why it's moving. I need you to just sit it down. Like sit it somewhere. Sit it on your table or something. Can you sit it somewhere? Yeah, I want you to sit it down. There you go. Sit it down, relax. That's what I want. And sit back. There you go. Relax a little bit. Buster's in the building. B Buster's in the building. Hey, Buster, what's going on? Another Brooklyn night sitting up in here. So
my man be busy. Yeah, because I had a great time. While in the Navy, I continued to play basketball. I had a great time. I met lifelong friends in the Navy, similar to me lifelong friends in college, me and my Navy buddies, we got together like 2 or 3 years ago. I haven't seen them since the 80s. One from Seattle, one from Jersey, one from Georgia. Oh, we all got together. We had a great time.
Now,
we were young men.
All of us was away from home. I want you to see something. Look at the screen. You see who just said hey to you? Deborah Wilkinson's in the building. Deborah Wilkinson, another one from New Jersey. She said hello. And Buster said hello. So every now and then, if you look up on the screen, you're going to see your friends popping up. I'm putting them on the screen here. So Deborah Wilkinson, Newark, New Jersey is in the house. Brooklyn's in the house. They are in here. So I wanted you to know that. So let me ask you something. For those who never sent their children away to HBCU, can you talk about that HBCU experience for a minute?
My experience at St. Aug was awesome. St. Aug, back when I was in school, when we were in school, it was similar like to being home, because you felt at home. The atmosphere. Dr. Brazil Robinson, he was like your daddy, and And when you saw Dr. Brazil Robinson, you ran up to him to greet him. And Dr. Davis, he was like your uncle. He was there for you as well. But I had the best time, some of the best times of my life at St. Augustine, college / university. It felt like being at home because that's how the administrative treated you, regardless of whether you played basketball or not. It felt like home. And I still have friends to this day that we all went to school together, even including you, my love.
Yes, I mean, you know what we did, even those people who just popped up on the screen, and you see Deborah Wilkinson put a note. She said, "Love you, brother. Congratulations." She's sending you prayers. The HBCU experience has been one that I can't describe. I tell people, please, 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 if you can, let your children go away to college. It's an experience that I just can't describe. It's bigger than the tailgates. It's bigger than the parties and stuff. It's the relationships. It's the friendships. We've been friends over 40 years, and it's just something that you just cannot get anywhere. So let's talk about it. Boggan, you have been inducted into the Hall of Fame recently at St. Aug, but I come to find out that's your fourth one. Let's talk about it. You got 4 Hall of Famers. A former person out of Brooklyn that was recruited by the gang members. So before we talk about the 4 Hall of Famers, let me just pause for 1 second. What would you tell the parents out there who may have some sons or daughters that are in gangs? Would you tell them to give up on their children, or would you tell them to keep encouraging them because anything is possible? Because look at you.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. My motto was this, Christy Love. I always told myself at a young age, if so-and-so can come off the streets of Brownsville and succeed, why can't I come off the streets of Brownsville and succeed? Because so-and-so is not better than me, or I'm not better than so-and-so. What I would tell the mom and dad, which is not my place to do that, but I would tell them, find out what your child likes. Not everybody wants to put the ball in the basket. Not everybody wants to run touchdowns. Kids might want to do something else. And try to encourage your kids, to see what he or she likes. Me, I love basketball. Because we had probably 9 or 10 basketball goings in my projects. So basketball was what I like to do. That was my thing. But I would encourage mom and dad, find out what he or she likes to do and encourage them to do that. A lot of kids, they get into sports because their friends get into sports, or their girlfriends might get into sports. Me, I got into sports because that's something that I love to do. Basketball was in me. It was in my DNA. I'm from Brooklyn. That's what we do. We play basketball, and we do that damn well. Brooklyn, we do that well in Brooklyn. That's what we do. Especially Brownsville people, that's what we do. Brownsville is, to some, it's the hood, it's the ghetto, but to me, Brownsville was home to me. I didn't see all that, It was there, but I didn't go down that lane. I stayed in my lane. I knew which road to cross. I knew there was danger signs. I knew there were yield signs. I knew there were stop and go signs, but I know which way to go. And another thing, my mama didn't get on her knees for nothing.
Right.
My mama was a praying woman.
Right.
I knew my mom prayers was answered when I received that scholarship to go to St. Aug. My mama prayers was answered. My mom told me, she said, I see more on my knees than you'll ever see. She said, you're going to be all right. And I took my mom's word.
Let me ask you this question. You were inducted into how many Hall of Fames?
I was inducted into 4 Hall of Fames.
Tell us about each one.
The second one was the Brownsville Brooklyn Hall of Fame.
But when was the
Brownsville Brooklyn Hall of Fame consists of guys from Brownsville, some professional athletes, like Mike Tyson, World B. Free, Fly Williams, Otis Wilson, right, from the Chicago Bears Super Bowl team, Greg Jocko Jackson, may he rest in peace, Jerry Ice Reynolds, Pearl Washington. Brownsville is known for athletes. We known to have athletes come out of Brownsville. And fortunately, they chose to put me in that fraternity. And let me tell you something. Out of all the guys who played ball in Brownsville, only a few are chosen to be in that fraternity. So I was glad that they allowed me to be a part of that fraternity.
Wow. And what was the second one? There was another one in New York, wasn't it?
The second one was the Brownsville Brooklyn Hall of Fame. The third one was the CIAA Hall of Fame. Crystal, in my wildest dreams, I never thought that I would be inducted into the CIAA Hall of Fame.
Wow.
That wasn't my intention when I came to St. Aug. My intention was just to play 4 years of basketball, see where it take me, join the United States Navy. But like the commissioner told me when she called me that particular day, because I said, why me? She said, because you had a great collegiate career. She said, you had an outstanding college basketball career. Chris, let me tell you something. I remember the time, I can't recall the date, but I remember it was 1:15 in the afternoon, and I received that phone call. My mom and dad was not here for me to experience that, but my sisters was, and that was one of the best feelings in my life, to be inducted into a conference Hall of Fame, along with prestigious basketball players, Earl the Pearl Monroe, Rick Mahone, Charles Oakley, Ben Wallace, Curly Neal, Big House Games, Al Adams, Sam Jones. And I'm a kid from the projects, broken elevators, pissed in the elevator. And I'm in that category. I'm in that fraternity. That was, to me, after receiving that phone call, I just broke down and cried, because all that hard work that I put in, all that sneaking on the train, sneaking on the buses, hopping here, going here, playing in Philly, playing in New Jersey, playing here everywhere. And then you get that phone call saying you have been inducted into your conference Hall of Fame. It was awesome, Crystal. It was awesome. It was something I wasn't looking forward to being in, but I guess with hard work, you never know where it might take you. Yeah. And with dreams and with goals, especially goals. My goal was to come to St. Aug and be the best I could be. And I knew through hard work that was possible. I knew through the running, through the lifting weights, then doing the push-ups, doing the swimming. Sooner or later, it was gonna manifest itself. Because I knew with hard work, any and everything is possible.
So let's talk about your teammates. I know that it took team effort to do this, right?
All day long. In 1980, we were the talk of Raleigh. We were 24-7. We didn't lose one game on campus that whole year, Crystal.
Wow.
We were rocking and rolling. Donald Cooper shooting jumpers from the locker room, dunking on people. Crystal, where you at?
I'm here. Go ahead. I wanted to shine a light on you. Go ahead.
Donald Cooper dunking on people. Gary Taylor shooting the jumper from the free throw line extended. Reggie Mack shooting from the stockyards of Kansas City. Warren Brown getting all the rebounds in the world. Double D getting all the rebounds in the world. Richard Johnson getting all the rebounds in the world. We had a team that year. We were totally awesome. We went up there to Virginia Union, and they haven't lost in many, many years. But we went up there and took care of business and beat them. That was very exciting for us. We had a great coach. We had my teammates. We was rocking and rolling that year. It was a team effort. We beat teams that we wasn't supposed to beat. But due to the camaraderie that we had that particular year and the teamwork we had that particular year, we did fairly well in the CIAA. We were always picked to finish last in the CIAA. Coach Charlie never got no respect until the game was over. We fly in there, drop a load on the team, and leave. That's how we was rolling, So
let me ask you something. Coach Hartley, bless his heart, may he rest in peace. Was there anything that he told you that stuck with you?
Of course. Chris, let me tell you something. there were times when I was, feeling the kind of way, and I would go to Coach Ali's office, and I would explain to him how I felt, and Coach would tell me, he would give me the fatherly advice. I go there, I go in his office feeling down and, not being myself, and I leave there smiling, knowing it's going to be another day. And I'm going to tell you a story. My freshman year, we were playing Fayetteville State down at Rocky Mountain High School. I didn't know my teammates from a can of paint. They didn't know me from a can of paint. So I'm coming down the court on a fast break. I throw the ball behind my back for a pass to one of my teammates. The ball beats him from the forehead down to his stomach. He doesn't catch the ball. So I see somebody going to the table. So he's subbing. He's coming in the game. He hollers, "Bogey, I got you." I'm saying, damn, why are you taking me out? I didn't blow the pass. So Coach took me out the game. Coach said, "Son, sit next to me, son." That's how Coach talked. "Son, sit next to me, son." So I sat next to Coach. He looked at me. He said, "Son, know your personnel. This is not New York City playground. Some people are not ready for that, son." He wasn't ready for my pass. Now, somebody from the city would have caught that, but he wasn't ready for my pass. So Coach gave me some words of wisdom. He told me, know your teammates, know your personnel, know who you can pass the ball to, who you can't pass the ball to, right? Because not everybody has the same basketball knowledge like you might have. Coach gave me many gems. Coach gave me to hold on to. He told me on several occasions, he said, "Son, you came down here for education. One day the ball gonna stop bouncing, and then what?"
Wow.
One day the ball is gonna stop bouncing, and then what?
Wow. Now there was another individual that told you something that stuck with you. World be free.
Yeah, World gave me some, when we was coming up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, World always gave me some positive advice. He gave us positive advice. There were times when World would come home and he would take a select few of us to his house in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and we'd be playing ball with the Sixers on Saturday mornings, at the YMCA. But one particular day when I was on my way to Raleigh, I was coming to school. I was in the park working out by myself. I was doing my thing, working out. You're totally excited because I'm on my way to college. And World pulled up in the car, and he called me to the car. He said, "Bogey, Sean told me you're going to St. Aug." I said, "Yeah, well, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to try to do my thing down there." His exact words to me was, "You know what I want you to do, right?" I was like, "Nah, World, I don't." He said, "I want you to leave your name and number down there. Leave your name and number in Raleigh, North Carolina." At first, I didn't know what that meant. Leave your name and leave your number in Raleigh, North Carolina. So then I realized, as well as him telling me, he said, after your 4 years is up, make sure they know who you are. He said, when you're on that basketball court, you're like an entertainer. You want to see a show. He said, put a show on for them. So when your show come back to town, they're going to want to say, damn, I want to see that kid Bogey. He could play, man. That's what he told me. And I never forgot that. And when I got inducted to the Brownsville Hall of Fame, World was there. Otis Wilson was there. Chicago Bears, my 55 linebacker. They told me, yo, congratulations. Because I was in the same fraternity they were.
Yes.
Brownsville Hall of Famers. Yeah.
Wow. So
and that was the CRAA was my second school. I think that was my second Hall of Fame. But my last one, obviously, right, was St. Aug Hall of Fame. Yep.
That's what I was getting ready to say. So 2022, you got another phone call from St. Augustine's University. How was that call and how did you feel then?
Well, when I received that phone call from the sports information director, I was totally excited. You know, because Anthony and him and I like to joke around. You know, he said, "Boy, I got something to tell you." I said, "Yeah, Ant, what's going on?" He said, "You've been inducted to St. Aug Hall of Fame." I was like, "Stop playing, man. Stop playing, Ant." He said, "Serious, Bo?" I was like, "For real?" I said, "Damn, I appreciate that, man. You know, it was awesome. You know, any and every award that I receive, I don't take no credit. You know, God gave me the patience. God gave me the work ethic. God gave me all I needed. God gave me all the tools I needed to perform on the court. He just gave me the drive to do it, Chrissy. You know, I don't take no credit in none of that. Seriously. God gave me the strength, everything I needed to perform on that court. God gave it to me. So I give God the glory and the praise for any and everything I've been through on that basketball court and off the basketball court.
Wow.
I don't take no credit. I don't take no credit.
That's
I
amazing.
know he gave me the work ethic. He gave me the drive. He gave me the determination. He gave me the desire. He gave me the dedication. He gave me all that to perform on that basketball court. All of that. And my mama prayers.
Yeah.
I wanted to put a smile on my mama's face. I wanted when people see my mom and dad on the street and they ask how's Bogey doing, I wanted my mom to smile. I wanted my mom to smile and say my son is doing good. I didn't want my mom to hold her head down. I wanted my mama to smile and say my son is doing good in school.
That's and you made her proud. And you made her so proud. You made your parents so proud. Matter of fact, you made your brother Divine proud. He made something for you, didn't you? You showed me something that was amazing. He took and made an illustration of your whole basketball career. That was touching. I know that was a touching moment for you when your brother did that. Talk to me about your brother, and I'm sure he looked up to you because when you showed me that which he made, I wish you could show the people that because that was so nice. That illustration.
My brother's a great artist. My brother can draw his butt off. My mom sent him to art school when he was a little kid. She sent him to Pratt Institute, downtown Brooklyn. My brother is awesome with that pen and paper. He's a great drawer. And he drew my history on a board, you know, and I had that board for many, many years. And thank God that he took time out and did that for me.
And if you had the opportunity right now to say something, if it was possible, you know, because a lot of times we don't get a chance to say our thank yous. If you had the opportunity to heartily to your parents and to your team players and everybody, what would you say to them?
Thank you. Thank you for putting your foot in my ass. Thank you for steering me the right way. Thank you for telling me stop hanging out with this one. Thank you for putting your arm through my chest. You know, because I had a lot of that happen. You're running with the wrong crew. You know, and certain grown-ups would see me, pull me aside, slap me in my head, punch me in my chest, punch the other dude in his chest, say, get away from Bogey, get out of here, leave Bogey alone. So there's many people I can thank. You know, there's the gentleman who ran the PLL in my projects, Mr. Smith, Mr. Daly, and Mr. Manny. They kept a lot of us out of trouble because they kept summer basketball going. They kept the night centers open for us. So we as kids, right, we had a lot to do. You know, there was many things for us to do in the projects. You know, but it was also my summer league coaches. You know, Greg Jocko Jackson always kept me in check. You know, Mr. D, Mr. Daly, Mr. Smith, Mr. Manny, guys, Coach Greg Smith, Coach Gil Reynolds, Coach Frank Mickens, Mr. Barnett, Kevin Walker's daddy, Mr. Solly Walker, kept me in check because I was headed down the wrong road, Chrissy Love.
So
I was headed down the wrong road.
I'm glad you said that. In 2022, so many children seem to be going down the wrong road. People are not sitting on the stoops anymore, grabbing the children, saying something. When we came up, we not only got it from our parents, but we got it from our neighbors. We got it before we came down the block. Whoever saw us first they corrected us. That is missing now today. Don't you agree?
Totally. Crystal, you got to realize when we was coming up, we had summer jobs. We had night centers. We had PALs. Now we don't have that. Now kids is in the house playing video games. Their mind is not functioning. Instead of being out there in the streets or in the park playing, they in there plotting. Instead of playing, they plotting. So times have changed and kids have changed. But when we was coming up in my neighborhood, even though we grew up in the projects, and to some people that was the hood, we had things to do. We had the PAL, we had the night center. My projects had a swimming pool, and prior to us going to the swimming pool, we had Betsy Head Pool. So there was things. You got in trouble in Brownsville if you chose to get in trouble. If you chose, just like you living anywhere, if you chose to go left, that's on you. Especially if you know right from wrong. I knew I was wrong at times, but I wanted to belong. I wanted to fit in. And the guys who I thought was cool, they said, "Nah, Bogey, you can't come with us, man. Get your ass out of here. You get on that basketball court. You can't go with us, Bogey." Nowadays, you got older guys who's influencing young kids to, do this and do that.
That's sad
crazy.
because, I think we had a lot more of that back in the day. We had a lot more people who thought and respected people and would say, "Nah, man, you can't come with us." Nowadays, they trying to lure the people in. They don't care about what you're doing. And it's just really sad. So what do you think is next for you? What's next at this point? 64 years old, North Carolina. If you was to plan to do something now, what would you do? How would you go and give back? Because I know you used to have a program, didn't you?
I had a program in New Bern, North Carolina called Choices and Consequences. I started the program because I saw a lot of my little buddies who came in the rec center. They were getting in trouble. They were getting in trouble, getting arrested for drugs and little minor things, but they were getting in trouble. They didn't have nowhere to go after a certain hour. So what I did, I went to the director. I asked him, "Can I start up this program?" And the program first consisted of me speaking to at-risk kids, laying down my life story, what I've been through, how I snapped out of it. Then I had some friends of mine who were professional athletes who come speak to the kids. Then I had one particular judge, he would come speak to the kids. And then I got a connection with Dobbs Juvenile Jail in Kinston, North Carolina. And I went and spoke to the director, and he allowed some of the kids who didn't have serious charges to come speak to the at-risk kids. And that was totally awesome because these kids saw kids their age. And the kids that was locked up was telling them, "Y'all don't need to do what I'm doing because this is the way you're going to belong." So the program was called Choices and Consequences. It lasted for around 6 years. And I enjoyed when I put that program together because I was dealing with at-risk kids because that was the label that people so-called gave me.
Wow.
Bogey gonna wind up this way.
Wow.
Bogey gonna wind up here. Bogey gonna wind up there. They thought I was gonna have a number instead of a name, Christy Love.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Should we tell people to be careful what they're speaking into these children? Like, instead of saying that, like, "You're going to end up in jail, you're going to end up dead," should we speak something totally opposite and maybe be a little bit more encouraging?
A child does what a child see. What a child see, that's what he or she emulates. Until they get a mind of their own. Kids are very impressionable. Me, I saw professional athletes in my neighborhood. I saw pros. I saw my friends playing on TV, CBS, NBC, ABC. So that's what I wanted to be like. If a child doesn't see anything but negativity, that's all he or she knows. That's all he or she knows. Me, I saw professional athletes. I'm 15, 16 years old playing ball with Dr. J. So that's who I wanted to be like. I'm meeting Earl Monroe at the age of 15. I'm 15 years old playing in Madison Square Garden. So That's something that I wanted to do, was play college basketball and be a professional athlete. But a lot of our kids, I think, these days, they get caught up into that image. I got to make money. I got to be this way. I got to be that way. In order to get respect, I have to do something negative or something that might harm somebody. And mom and dad ain't doing no good neither, because they egging the child on. As long as the child is bringing home money to the house, mom and dad ain't gonna say nothing, because he or she is probably bringing home more money rather than mom and dad bringing home. Am I right?
Yes. Now I see Miss Yvette Handy says she's extremely proud of you. She said you're her Brooklyn homie.
That's my home girl. Her and I went to high school together at Boys High.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm sure you have so many that you have made proud. And to think that you went back and you started this program long before these Hall of Fame nominations. So that is very commendable that you went back and gave back. A lot more people, I hope they'll continue to go back and give back. And like I mentioned to you before with my nonprofit, if there's a way we can collaborate and do something and go back to Brooklyn, or in North Carolina, I would be willing to do that, because it is important that we continue to do something and create outlets for these children, because the world has changed and there's not too many outlets, and then the parents are busier, they're on the go. The children today don't have what we had. We sat down and had dinner at the table with our family. These children don't have. So it's a whole different world today. And yeah. So, Boggan, what else do you like to do besides basketball? You play any instruments, anything like that?
I swim, Chrissy Love.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
My boys call me Aquaman. I love to swim. I love to walk. I love to go to the movies. I love to read books. I don't live the fast lane. I don't live the 45 speed lane. Right now I'm on the 33 speed lane. I take life slow. God has blessed me to travel around the world. I went from the projects right to walking on the streets of Africa.
Wow. So right now, Boggan, I'm sorry, let me cut you off. If there's a young brother who scrolls through this and he sees a clip that I may make from here, and he's an athlete now, things might not be going his way, or he's from Brooklyn, or he's from the Bronx, or he's from any inner city, and he has a dream, what would you say to that child? He has a little bit of skill. He had some basketball skills, and what would you say to that little boy?
Don't give up. Don't give up. There are going to be obstacles along the way. Don't give up. You got Brooklyn in your DNA. Don't give up. We don't quit from Brooklyn. We already know it's hard coming up in Brooklyn. It's not a piece of pie living in the city. But don't give up. And like I told you before, Chrissy, my motto was always been like this. If so-and-so can make it off the streets of Brownsville, why can't Bogey make it off the streets of Brownsville? Choices. With each choice, there's a consequence. Watch your choices. Don't never tell yourself you can't do this, you can't do that. That's negative thinking. Chrissy, when I was young, I used to run. I knew my exercising was going to get me out of Brownsville. I used to do push-ups. When I went to St. Aug, Chrissy Love, I would put on my boots and I would run. And I would sing to myself. I would sing my cadence. I guess I was getting ready for the United States Navy. I would sing hard work. I was singing in rhythm with my boots on.
Wow.
Now, after I finished school, I wind up singing cadence in the United States Navy. That's how powerful the mind is.
Wow. So regardless of what city they come from, they could be from Brooklyn, they could be from another city, they could be from Philly, they could be from the South. What your message is to any young man or young woman, if they make their mind up, to watch their choices and be mindful of the consequences of their choices, correct?
Watch the company you keep. You show me your company, I show you your future.
Wow.
You show me your company, I show you your future.
Yes.
Me, whenever you play sports, you be around people. People want to be around you because of, quote unquote, who you are. But it comes a time in life when you gotta like spread your own wings, you know, because all the hoopla is gone, all the fans is gone, you know. Then reality sets in. Now what you gonna do? Who are you right when the lights is out?
Mm.
Who are you when the lights is out? Who you really are when the lights is out says a lot about who you really are when the lights is out. You dig what I'm saying?
That's
Right. And some people can't handle not being on stage. Some people need to be on stage. I was never one of them dudes, Christy. And I don't want every collegiate basketball in college there is a win. I have won. But I was never one of them dudes who want to be in the limelight. Because it wasn't about me. It was about
you was
us.
always
It was
quiet.
about
You was
we.
always quiet. Yep.
It wasn't about me at all. And I never thought it was about me. Never. I didn't roll like that. I wasn't built like that. The thing was all about Bogey. Hell no, it wasn't all about me. It's about us. It's about we. We win as a team, we lose as a team.
Yes. And that's what I love. That's why I wanted to acknowledge you today, because in our conversations, you always made it clear you're such a humble man, and you always want to give credit to your teammates, to your coaches, to your teachers, to the staff, to the janitors, to everybody, to the people in the neighborhood back in Brooklyn, to everybody at the junior colleges in California, and even at the schools. You always gave credit where credit was due, and you never would accept it, as your victory. It was always all of your victories. So everybody who poured into you, you're saying this is our victory. Am I right about that?
Totally. Because one man can't win the game by himself.
Yeah.
It's not about me, it's about we, it's about us. I was never a guy who thought I was better than anybody in the basketball court. I wasn't. I had to work at what I got. And I had to work harder to get it. Period. I never thought I was a man on nobody's team. Nope. I wasn't raised like that, right? To think I was better than somebody. Nope. It's not who starts the race first, it's who finishes the race. And I learned just because you're on a starting five when the game starts doesn't mean you're going to be on the floor when the game ends. You might be on the bench. And I don't mind clapping as long as we winning. I don't mind clapping as long as we winning.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. As we get ready to wind it down and close it, I got a couple more questions, but I'm glad you said that. To the person who is on the bench, to the person who made the team, but they're not starting. They're just riding along. They're suiting up, but they never touch the floor. What do you say to that player?
Your turn gonna come. Your turn gonna come. And when the coach call your number, be ready. Don't sit on the side and pout. Don't sit on the side and talk about what Chrissy ain't doing nothing. Take Chrissy out of the game. No, do your job. Because sooner or later, your number's gonna get called. And you bitching and moaning now, when the game is in motion and the coach call your number, you better be ready. You better be ready, because sooner or later, coach gonna call your number. He might not call it Monday. He might not call it Tuesday. He might call it Thursday and Friday. Be ready. Mentally be ready, not physically, mentally. Because a lot of our kids think because they big and strong, they can use that as their advantage. Nah. Sports is a mental thing. It ain't physical, it's mental.
And how about
I was a little guy, Chris, against big guys.
How about the preparation? How about the free throw line? How about practicing or during off season? How about that?
How you practice is how you play. It's called putting in the work, sweetheart. In order to get good at anything, you have to work at it. It may take 10, 15 years. See, but some people give up because they don't love the game. You got to love the game. If you love the game going to love you back. I'm telling you from experience. Chris, let me tell you something. After my 4 years, I didn't get drafted. I wasn't upset. I didn't go outside drinking and drugging and tripping. I said, you know what? Lord, thank you for giving me the opportunity to play college basketball. Lord, thank you for giving me the opportunity to fulfill a dream I had as a kid. Yes. Thank you, Lord. I was gracious. I was happy that God took me that far. I was running. I came back in the house. friend of mine said, Bogey, some guy named Frank so-and-so called here looking for you. I said, who the hell is that? I thought it was Reggie Mack or somebody playing tricks on me. That's my word, Christy Love. This was 1981. I thought it was Reggie Mack or one of the fellas playing tricks on me. So she said, the guy said he gonna call back. So he called back my time, which was 12 o'clock here, 3 o'clock California time. The phone call came from the guy from the Seattle Supersonics, the trainer. He called me and told me that I was invited to a NBA rookie camp in Los Angeles. The Seattle Supersonics are inviting me to a rookie camp. I thought he was playing. Told me his name, gave me my itinerary, what time the plane gonna leave, this and that. He said, you will be receiving a package, Mr. Boggan. And I asked him, how did you guys find me? Chrissy, his exact words, I promise to God. He said, you had a great college career, young man. St. Aug, CIAA. They're already on the West Coast. How the hell they know about little ass St. Aug? But when you put in the work, Chrissy Love, when you put in work and you put up numbers, people know who you are. When you put in the work and when you put up numbers and you're not a knucklehead and you keep your mouth shut, and you act accordingly, you act like a college student and not a college thug, people want to invest in you. People want you to be a part of their organization. Now mind this, Christy Love, do you know once I put that phone down, I went and sat on my bed and I cried like a baby.
Wow.
I cried because all this basketball I done played. Now I'm trying out for an NBA team. That's everybody's dream.
Yes.
To receive a phone call from first of all, they know your name.
Yes, yes.
An NBA team know who the hell you are. Christy Love. I called my mom. Every time I talk about my mom, I start crying.
That's all right. You know what? Because your mom gave you love, because she nurtured you, because you saw the sacrifices. Trust me, she is shining down on you. You have angels watching over you, and she is well pleased. God is well pleased, and you are doing what she wanted you to do. So it's okay. Men can be emotional. Emotions are good. Emotions are healthy. So
I called my mom, right? And I said, Mom, received a phone call. I got invited to Los Angeles, my child, for a NBA basketball team. And she said, her exact words was, ain't that what you wanted? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, you got what God, she said, you got what you asked God for. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, no reason to cry. She said, no reason to cry.
Yeah.
She was happy.
Wow. Mr. Joseph Gauss, is it Gauss? G-A-U-S-E. Joseph is in the building. Is that another one of your friends, Joseph? So he is in the building as well. You know, so many people, and I'm sure many will come back and see this and replay this. And we just want to thank you for sharing anything you want to tell the people about your past experience, basketball, coming up in New York City, the Navy, HBCU experience, anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to share, whether it's, you know, about your personal life, whatever it is that you want to share that I did not ask you.
I want to let the young brothers and sisters know it's not where you're from in life, it's what you want in life. It's where you're headed in life. Just because people think you come from a certain neighborhood, you can't make it. That's not true. I'm a high school graduate. I'm a college graduate. I'm a 4-time Hall of Famer. I'm a United States Navy veteran. And I'm proud to say that because not many of my friends went to the military. I'm a United States Navy veteran. My friends who I grew up with, they would never have thought Bogey would have been in the military. But see, they didn't know me. They didn't know me, you know? So the young kids out there who feel that even though they grew up in the projects and the projects is all they know, that's just a stepping stone. That's all that is. Look, seek, find. Look deep down in your heart and do what you want to do. Put in the work. whether it's play sports or be a doctor or lawyer, whatever you do, you got to love what you do. When you love what you do, you're going to do it to the fullest. Me, I love basketball. I love the game of basketball. Since the age of 9, I played basketball. Don't think because you're from a certain neighborhood, there are goals you can't meet, because there are goals you can meet. Believe in yourself. Believe in you. You're going to have naysayers along the road, but just brush them off, because you're going to have many of them. You're going to have many naysayers. Many people doubt your ability. But as long as you believe in yourself and you take your dreams and you take your goals to the Father above and believe that you could achieve, you're going to be all right. Because I'm the one who tell you, I'm the main one who tell you, people didn't believe in me, you know, but I believed in me. That's why I can sit up here and tell you my story, Christy Love.
And you set yourself apart too. You have to set yourself apart. Am I correct? Did you set yourself apart? Like a lot of times people think they have to be in the crowd. They think they have to belong. At some point, you have to set yourself apart and you have to think about what do you want out of your life. And that's what you hear Boggan saying. Boggan saying he knew what he wanted. He didn't let somebody else sell him a dream. He had a dream. He had his own personal dream. He wanted to go to California. He said he was at Madison Square Garden. He met Earl the Pearl and all those people at a young age, 15 years old. So parents, if you're out there, expose your children. Expose them. Take them places. We got to stop being too busy. We got to get off social media. We have to stop working overtime and doing those things. Yes, you have to survive, but your children did not ask to come here. They didn't ask to come here. So you have to put in the time with the children and give them those opportunities and make sure they're around the right people that can stimulate them and motivate them and encourage them to dream bigger. If they dream and they believe it, like you heard Boggan say, they can achieve it. And if they're from Brooklyn, they might just go even harder because they got that heart. You know what I'm saying? Boggan, man, I want to thank you so much for sharing, man. I mean, because we need to hear these stories. You know, we need to hear more of these stories so people understand it's possible. It is possible. You know, what does Anthony Boggan want to be known for? What is the legacy? Because you have left the legacy. You are leaving a legacy. Your legacy has been made. But on the stone, what do you want to be written about Anthony Boggan?
I was a kind dude. I was a kind guy. I was a giving person. I was a loving person. And I'm Mr. Boggan and Miss Geraldine's son. I'm Greta's brother. I'm Faye's brother. I'm Divine's brother.
And there you have it. That is it. He's Anthony Boggan. He's the Anthony Boggan. He's Mr. Boggan. That means respect. Put some respect on his name. You know, Boggan, we love you. We appreciate you. Congratulations 1 time. Congratulations 2 times. Congratulations 3 times. My Lord, congratulations 4-time Hall of Famer. You represented the Falcons. My God, you represented all your schools that you attended. You most definitely represented New York City. And you are a child of God, and we are so proud of you for everything. We hope that life continues to bless you. We hope that all your dreams come true, because you're a dreamer, so I'm sure you got some more dreams, you know. So I want to thank you so much for just sharing your heart with us today, man, and just sharing your story, because some people, you know, they don't tell their story, and we're going to make sure more people get to hear this story, man. You are definitely an icon.
I appreciate you giving me the time, you know, to speak to those who's listening. And I want to tell the kids out there, dream, because dreams come true. Set goals for yourself. And you don't have to tell everybody your goal. You don't have to tell nobody your goal. You know, write them down. And each time you achieve one, cross it off. It might take time, but at least you did it. And you do it your way. You know, you don't depend on nobody else to define who you are. Do it your way. You know, and just because you come from come from the outhouse. One day you might wind up in the White House. Who knows?
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You heard from Anthony Boggan, man. Look him up. You'll find his name on the internet. 4 times Hall of Famer from Brownsville, New York City.
Never ran, never will. Howard Projects, baby.
Hi!
Big Skip. Love you. Peace be with you, Big Skip.
Yes. So there you have
Jocko.
it.
Love you, Jock.
Listening to. Thank you so much, Boggan. We love you. God bless you. And we will be in contact. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Mr. Anthony Boggan from New York City. And he's a 4-time Hall of Famer. Thank you for joining this episode of Storytime. We'll be back again on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, we're actually going to have some students that have come together. They're students and alumni united. You know, sometimes they call Falcons United. And we'll be with them Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. right here. So follow us at APW Shout Crystal or join us again on Facebook Live. I do believe we may even be connected on Instagram at Shout Crystal. So you'll have many, many ways to plug in and do what you have to do. So we thank you. We're going to get out of here. We don't want to hold you up too much longer. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith. I am your Hope Catalyst. My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. I'll see you next time. I always say, keep hope alive. Keep it alive, because my mission is to help you recycle hope over and over and over again. No matter what life throws at you, throw it back. You got this. See you next time. God bless you.